What is up, everyone? I told you we would be back. My name is Brady. This is Josh.
What's
We are
up?
back from Be All In Sports. We're here to break down a little bit more NFL action for you for this upcoming Sunday, Week 10 action. I'm going to go straight in because we did get a little long-winded in the last video, and in this one, we're going to try and blaze through a few matchups for you here, so we can rip these for you. First matchup we got here is the Pittsburgh Steelers the 6-2 Pittsburgh Steelers going to the Washington Commanders 7-2. Um, man, I kind of got a little bit to say about this game. On one hand, I'm looking at both teams. Obviously, Jaden Daniels is killing it this year. Uh, you know, putting up some pretty monster numbers, leading the team to a lot of wins. I love him as a quarterback. I think he's that dual quarterback. He's showing that he is exactly what you thought he might be coming out of college. So I'm impressed with him so far. On the other side of the ball, I am also impressed with the Steelers, man. I think they're a top-notch defense right now. They're playing solid football on both sides of the ball. I think with the addition of Russell coming back, adding more of a passing element to that game, I think it's going to open up the running game even more. Washington, you can run on Washington. And Harris, I feel like, is going to be able to exploit that run game. I think that he's going to be there for the dump offs. I don't see them being able to shut him down. And I also don't see them being able to shut Russ down. He had that pretty monster game, his first game back with the Steelers. 3 touchdowns, I think, and then, kind of dropped off a little bit with this 1 touchdown, but I think he's going to bounce back in this game. I think he's feeling no pressure now. I think they know what he is. He's led them to 2 wins. When you look at both of these teams in particular, you have the Steelers. They are on a 3-game winning streak. Then you have the Commanders. They're also on a 3-game winning streak. But also, when I'm breaking that down, I love doing this, going down the numbers. Jaden Daniels is on a 3-game winning streak. Russ is only on a 2-game winning streak because he's only been there for those 2. So when I'm looking at this, I kind of give that advantage to the Steelers because, again, to me, it's hard to continuously win football games in the NFL, especially as a rookie quarterback. So I think that this is going to be another win for the Steelers. I do like them. I like them as a money line bet. I mean, you're going to give me the Steelers defense right now at plus 120 odds against a rookie quarterback. You have Mike Tomlin. You telling me that Mike Tomlin can't, after having, 9 games of footage to go over this kid, cannot break him down and figure out a defensive game plan to scheme against him? I think this is a perfect game that they're going to end up, getting to that 7-2 threshold. And unfortunately for the Commanders, I think they're going to drop this one. So that's my take on it. For those reasons, I'm going to take the Steelers money line bet in this one. Josh, how about you? What do you think?
All your points make perfect sense. Mike Tomlin's a great coach, but don't discount Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's done a lot of good things in his coaching career. He's helmed many great defenses. The Commanders just traded for Marshall Lattimore, who's not going to play this game, most likely.
But it's more, not to interrupt, but it's more that head coaching experience, the longevity of that.
True. I get that. Wasn't Dan Quinn the coach of the Falcons when they went to the Super Bowl and blew a 25-point lead to the Patriots? It did happen. Now, the Commanders, their defense has been playing a lot better recently. I'm not really sold on Russell Wilson. Yes, he's a great quarterback. We've been watching him for, almost 15 years. He's awesome. However, on the road against the Commanders, I just think this game's going to be really close. I do think what you're saying with the Steelers' experience, the Commanders are up and coming. The Steelers have T.J. Watt, which, Nobody else has that guy. He's going to make life rough for Jaden Daniels. So I think the Commanders keep it close. The 3-point spread, man, that's such a toss-up, obviously. That's why the Commanders are favored because they're a home team. But in the long run, it's going to be a close game. I do think the Steelers' experience wins out because Mike Tomlin just knows how to win. He just knows how to win. The Commanders' defense has been playing lights out the last 4 weeks. They have quote-unquote bad numbers, if you will, but if you really break it down, they've been solid. But yeah, the Steelers are going to be too much for them in this game. It's going to be close. So the fact that the Steelers are a plus 120 in the money line, take that bet. Steelers win this game. The spread, I'm not really confident about that. I mean, it's just so up in the air. Even the over-under, 45 points, I don't think it's going to hit
It's a little high, I think.
Yeah, it is a little high. I mean, I see this game being a 21-17 game, something along those lines. So for betting purposes, take the Steelers money line and take the under.
All right, there you go. So we're going to move right on to the next game here. We've got the Atlanta Falcons traveling to the division rival, the New Orleans Saints, baby. Falcons
record the Saints or the Aints at this point? Are they back to the Aints? Are they back to the New Orleans Aints now? Are they wearing bags over their heads?
Pretty much
70s and 80s.
But they did have the stretch where Carr was out, so not that I'm too high on Carr, but he's a more relevant quarterback than what they had, and I know that eventually they are going to get it together a little bit. So, but 6-3 Atlanta Falcons going to the New Orleans Saints 2-7. The Falcons minus 180, Saints plus 150. The Falcons minus 3.5. Over under 46. Wow.
Wow.
I don't know. You go ahead. You started off. What do you think? Where are you going?
Oh my God. Like we discussed this last week about teams that lose like 5 games in a row in the NFL. It's really hard to do. The Saints have lost 7. That's even harder to do. That being said, they have nobody. I mean, Olave's out. Shaheed's out. Even Bub Means, who knows who that guy is. No offense to him, he's out. So the Saints are going to rely on Kamara and Taysom Hill, which can produce, but at the end of the day, the Saints don't have enough to compete with the Falcons. The Falcons have no pass rush. I get that, but it's still Derek Carr. Again, no offense to him. He's been a solid quarterback throughout his career. He's serviceable. He's not going to elevate a team, especially when his top talent is out.
Yeah.
So, like, the spread's, 3.5 for the Falcons. I think the Falcons win this game running away. Do not, I would think, take any bets on the Saints. I know they're at home, and it's a divisional game. Falcons are rolling. Their offense is clicking. The Saints just traded Marshawn Lattimore, too, and just lost to the Panthers on the road. So, yeah, Falcons win this game. There's really not much more to say. I don't think, I put the money in the Falcons. You're probably not going to get good odds on it because, it's minus 3.5, and they're minus 180 on the money line. But if you want to parlay it with something else that you can find to get plus odds, that's cool. But yeah, Falcons win this game by more than 3.5 points.
100% agree. I like the Falcons. Honestly, they're going to crush them. And Bijan Robinson is going to score a touchdown, I think, in this game. He hasn't had
one on my fantasy team, so hopefully he does.
There you go. I think you got good things coming. I'm not even – man, I can see 2 this game because he has not scored in 2 games, people. And this Saints team has given up 11 rushing touchdowns this year. So
it's not going to be good.
That's a recipe for disaster right there. He's going to run all over him right now. and they're not going to be able to control it. I think that he is going to run. He's going to run down their throat. I'll go ahead and say, yeah, definitely Falcons. I think they win and cover this spread. And yes, Bijan, I do believe is going to be a safe bet for a touchdown. He's way up there. I mean, 185 minus 185 for a touchdown is ridiculous.
I would take that.
I mean,
all day.
It's a parlay piece. It's no different than the whole Derrick Henry situation where they had him at minus like almost 200 for a touchdown. So it's going to happen. I think, Saints are going to lose. We'll just move on straight on to the next one. We don't have a ton more of time here, and this is my favorite game to talk about.
I love this game.
Me too, dude. This is going to be an awesome one. 7-1 Lions versus the 6-3 Texans. I want us both to be able to talk about this game, but I am going to say I'm obviously siding with my Lions here, man. I mean, I've got two teams in this whole thing.
Hold on. Your Lions?
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
Your Lions.
You're a Colts fan. We don't have much time to break this down.
Okay. All right. So skip right over that.
My Lions and my Colts. This is one of my two. Their record 7-1 Lions minus 198, minus 3.5, over under 48.5. We got record 6-3 Texans plus 164, laying 3.5 there. Over under 48.5. I can definitely see it happening there. I'm taking the Lions in this one for all the reasons, because of that running game. I think it's going to be in full effect. I just think this train is rolling, defense or no defense. The Texans are showing some deficiencies too. They're having some injuries. They're having some issues. So overall, I think the Texans, even though they are at home and it's a risky game, it's a risky call. Lions have won quite a few in a row now. They're on a streak, but again, I think they're going to win this game. I think the run game is going to be too much. What are you going to say?
Totally agreed. The Texans, I wish the Texans were healthier for this game because it would make it a lot more interesting. The Texans have a bad O-line. They can't block anybody. The Lions just got Zadarius Smith, who is not going to replace Adrian Hutchinson, but he's going to do good enough to replace his production on the defensive side. Rushing the quarterback. No Nico Collins probably. So the Texans are down to, Tank Dell, who's a solid player. He's a good second receiver. He's not a wide receiver one. And the Lions just have too much on offense, too much on defense. I mean, there's steamrolling people. Again, lost Hutchinson. Got Zadarius Smith, who, again, is not going to be Hutchinson, but he's going to come in and do enough to where the Lions just roll this game. I'm surprised, and I get it because it's in Houston, that the line is only 3.5. I think the Lions just roll them. I don't think it's going to be close at all. 31-10, maybe 31-17. Lions cover the spread. Put the money, you want to bet the money line, cool. The 40.5 points, that one is interesting, but I think this game goes over because the Lions score 35 points. Honestly.
Sure. That's very true. Yeah. That 48.5 is definitely like I said, it's up there, but I wouldn't see a problem with taking it. But hey guys, that is the little 3-game spread breakdown here that we have for you. Hope you enjoyed. We'll be back on to do more of these picks tomorrow. We're going to put out some of our bets. We'll mix and mingle some of these things that we talked about today, give you our best bets for Sunday's upcoming action. We've got some MMA video that I'm going to put out a little bit later. We will have some more NBA picks. I usually don't do NBA picks on Sundays, leave that to football. So we will be back. Josh, any final words?
Let's just have a good time. Week 10 and the NFL season's here. Let's enjoy it and have fun and win some money. Be all in to ball out.
Ball out, people. Later. Have fun.